Well, he went past Sir Alastair Cook's tally of Test match hundreds at Lord's this summer with 34. Wouldn't put money against him going to 35 today, but with that wonderful drive, he has surpassed Sir Alastair Cook in terms of the most runs in Test match cricket for England. He does sit top of the pile, 12,474. Where does that put him in terms of the overall picture in Test match cricket? Well, he's gone past Sir Alastair, and he's now in hot pursuit of Rahul Dravid. And who would put it past him that he might, just might, surpass Sachin Tendulkar? Nasser and Athers alongside me. You were on commentary when that beautiful on-drive was played. A fitting way for Joe Root to get there.
Absolutely. I was so thrilled that he got it with a classic Root-like shot. I suppose if you think in your mind's eye of the best of Root, you're probably thinking back foot punch, maybe a run down to third man, but also the way that he plays those drives down the ground. So it was a gorgeous shot to get there. It was a lovely moment. You said 12 years of excellence. That's exactly what it has been. I was there in Nagpur. I thought this guy's going to be one of our greats, but you've still got to do that. You've got to put all that promise and potential into performance. And it's hard to think of a time when his form has dropped off. He's been so consistent over the years, and he's done it in a way that has been so pleasing on the eye. And Nas often references his character as well. You know, he's a very nice lad, which adds another element to it. I mean, I think sportsmen and performances, they should be judged on sport, but I think if you're a good lad to go with it, that's just an extra notch as well. So he's an absolute champion. He's one of our best players, if not the best player we've had, and it was an absolute pleasure and privilege to be there this morning to watch that moment.
At times, captaincy has got him down, but not batting. He always said to himself growing up, if I play for England, I want to remember what it feels like to want to play for England and how much you must enjoy and not take for granted playing for your country. And he seemed to manage that, which is a truly remarkable achievement. And he is a thoroughly decent guy and a great ambassador for this game as well.
I think that's the key, actually, the love of the game. You know, people often say to commentators who are around the team, you know, what makes him different? And maybe with a Kevin Peterson, it might be just an outrageous level of talent that he can do things that other people can't. If I was to pinpoint one thing that has made Joe Root stand out, it's an undimmed love of the game and love of batting, because in order to play for that long, and it's 12 years now since Nagpur, in order to keep turning up, and he's multi-format player, although he's not played much T20 of late, to keep turning up, to keep going to the nets, to keep looking to improve, to do that on a day-to-day basis, you've got to love the game. If you don't love it and you're bluffing a bit, it will eventually wear you down. So I do think that is the absolute essence of his greatness.
And he's not bluffing. We are lucky enough to be there at nearly every Test match, and we have to turn up early. And who is always the first one out there doing little throwdowns? He was with Paul Collingwood today, and they're just gentle little half volleys that he could play literally with his eyes closed, but attention to details with that to make sure he's playing late. When he gets a new bat, he'll bring it over to one of us and go, oh, this is a good. And, you know, after a dozen years, he still gets excited about the small things. Or he'll send you a little WhatsApp going, what do you think about my triggers? Or something like that. There is always that sort of wanting to improve and learn and get better and enjoy the game of cricket. I mean, one thing Ath read out after that 100 moment, or that going past the Cookie moment, was 85 runs a Test match. He averages 85. You rock up to a Test match and you think you're probably going to get 85 runs. That's like a series for me. Do you know what I mean? That is an incredible achievement. His consistency. I can't think of a time where really we did the graphic. What was it? 2019. He averaged below 40. To have that consistency means that no one really has worked him out, apart from the exception would be Australia in Australia. And that's the one thing maybe next winter he would love to put right, not for himself, because it is not about him. Even that moment today, it wasn't all arms in the air and look at me. It was like, I've still got a job to do, thank you very much. But for the team and winning the Ashes away from home, if Root can go there and get big scores in Australia, that'll go a long way towards that.
Scoring that many runs a Test match, injury permitting, will he reach the very top?
Well, he has a chance, obviously. We worked out at the start of last summer that at the rate Nasser talked about that he'll need 4 years to get there. He's 33 now, he turns 34 in December. Obviously, players are going on a little bit longer now than they did before. You'd say a batter's peak years are 29 to about 33, which is where Joe Root is now. It's unusual to get better after 33, although Graham Gooch, a player that we played with a lot, did. His golden years were much later, towards the age of 40. We've seen Jimmy Anderson, who's just behind us now, working with the Matt Potts out there. He was playing till he was 41, and he's a fast bowler. So all the advances in nutrition and training allow you to go on a little bit longer now, but I still think it comes down to desire, and that desire will still be strong if you like playing and you love playing and you love turning up to get better. So as long as that desire and love of the game is not undimmed, he has a great chance of getting that. I mean, there's always things around the corner that the unexpected. There might be a bad injury, something happens in life. Those are unknowables, but assuming there's no great bad luck along the way, then he has a terrific chance.